Welcome to Elite Encounters. I'd like to give a special welcome back to the Elite. Yes, that's you, our awesome subscribers. We are here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming in front of a live audience. Hello, audience. And on December 19th, we will be streaming live from Books and Brew in Brownsburg, Indiana. Again, this place is amazing. It has drinks, it has food, it has games. You should come and enjoy the elite experience with us at Books and Brews. So, last off on our Soul Severed campaign, we were focusing in on the memories of these heroes at the table. After reading a disconcerting note from their friend,
Oh, Callie.
yes, Callie, they found that Whisper, the moon elf who was mute, knew where the mages, at least of her city, were, and that possibly where Callie would be. After a good night's rest and some breakfast, they made sure to make a plan, which involved sewers, and then they headed off into the sewers, which led them into the dungeon, where they ended up having an altercation with not one, but two of the Black Legion guarding, as well as a few of the city guard. This fight left the Black Legion on the ground and the two city guards giving up. And that's where we will begin, still inside of initiative. I believe that was actually Sunshine who went last. Yeah. So, Windwalker, hearing them give up, Windwalker being Whisper's brother, said, I'm good if you guys are good. Barnabas?
Yes.
13.
As far as what I'm going to focus on, I want to make sure that we get the Black Legion out of sight, and I wanted to talk with the guards.
Okay, well, we are still in initiative order, so what are you doing first? Dragging one of the Black Legion out of sight?
I'm just giving recommendation or instruction to somebody in that area to do so. I'm going to talk to the guards instead.
Okay, well, you might want to regale us with what you said to everybody about it or your action.
In case, based on the noise that we've made, I'm concerned that other people might be coming here. So just cleaning up what we can here and taking the conversation into the tunnel to try to get out of sight. And as for the guards here, is there any way that you guys might be able to guide us or help us? We found out that there's some mages that have been kidnapped and are being held here, and we've been given a task to try to
That's
rescue
about
them.
all you can get out in your action. You moved over to the guards to talk to them, yes?
Not
Or
if
you
I
just
don't have to.
talking to them from down the hall?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That leads us to Sivril.
I will grab this Black Legion guard and drag him to my left into the room where everyone is kind of congregated, essentially out of the waterway there, or out of the little hallway.
Okay. So you're going to drag him into this room here.
Yep.
Where would you like to place him?
In the corner.
The corner by the door?
Yep.
All right.
Kind of prop him up in the corner.
Just set him there.
Sure. And then as my secondary action, I will just look at everyone that's in my vicinity and give a staunch warning that do not take anything off of these guards. Do not undress them. Do not take anything that belongs to them. It's already bad enough that we fought them. There are going to be repercussions for this that we won't even be able to understand. So I would suggest we not make our bed any worse for the wear. Then I will start moving down toward the doorway.
Where the guards came in?
Yep.
You can get all the way to in front of that door.
I'll
right
get all the way to
beside
the
that
door.
guy.
That's fine.
All right. So you get
Is the door actually there, or is there actually a door there?
Yes, there is actually a door there.
Okay. I will stand in. Actually, I'll shut that door.
Okay. All right. Whisper turns to 13 and gives you a hand signal that you understand. She asks you to take a look at something. She's pointing at the door behind her into a room that you can't quite see what's in there. And she does make a gesture that you're not quite sure what it is, but it seems expansive. She's waving her arms and kind of does one of those, cautioning you maybe. But she does not put up her weapons. Ruby. So what are we doing with these guards?
Which
Are we
ones?
going to actually, are we knocking them out? Are we going to maybe lock them in one of these, behind one of these doors or?
The ones that are still left standing here?
Yeah.
I don't care what you do to them.
Since they surrendered,
They've surrendered. I mean,
I've got rope on me. If you're concerned.
Well, yeah. They're guards. We're breaking into an obvious prison type thing. So she will
lock them
move
in
over
that cell
here,
over there.
Knock them out. Take
right behind you there. And mind if I grab
for
your
it.
rope? And that's what she will do is take the rope off you. The Black Legion are unconscious. You got both of them in the room there. And that would be the guards. They're like, look, we don't, you guys just took down Black Legion. We're not going to give you any trouble. There's not really much we could do. The other one with the bow by you several goes, maybe, just maybe knock him out because he's really bad at lying. But if he says he was knocked out and he is knocked out, that would help. Of course, the other guy looks at him like, really? He's like, hey, man, I'm just saying you're really bad at lying. So they're kind of holding and waiting there. Lenny.
I knock them out.
All right. Are you walking up to the guard?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you have 20-foot movement? 25. Okay. You can get right over there.
On one hand.
All right. Go for it.
Not gonna have one hand. That's not great. No.
I don't remember. Did you go up and punch him, or did you bang him over the head with your instrument?
Oh, I hit him with Sophia, but
bow?
I still only got a 10.
So he's against it. He still is like kind of flinches and moves out of the way of that. And he obviously, doesn't really want to get hit like the other guy is suggesting.
All right.
So that's 2 actions.
Can you keep your mouth shut?
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course I can. Yeah. You hear the other guard? Nope.
That's like, would I be able to
You
tell
want
if
a
he
perception to see
if
if
he's going to be like
I mean, give me a perception.
20?
I mean, he'll try. He's not so sure of himself, but he's gonna try.
Oh,
He doesn't want to get hit. All right, so that's your turn, Lenny. Sunshine.
Stabilizing the Black Legion just in case. I know not everybody did non-lethal.
Okay. So you're
don't
checking them
remember.
out, making sure that they're good.
Do non-lethal. He's the only one that tried.
I can do non-lethal.
So not trying to rouse them though. Okay.
Just stabilize them so they're not. If they're dying, they're not dying.
Okay. Windwalker's just gonna stay right where he's at. He's he'll adjust just slightly. Sunshine come in here to work on the Black Legion. He'll adjust just slightly so he can see his sister. And he pretty much kind of stands near you, glances at you here and there to see what you're doing, but he's got his eyes on his sister. And that brings us to Barnabas.
I don't quite remember the second Black Legion guard. Where was he in this?
He's laying about where Sunshine is standing.
Okay, so they're already both kind of
Kind of in the
situated in
room,
that
yeah.
corner and secured. Okay. In that case, I will walk up to the guard that Lenny seems to have distracted, and I will bash him over the back of the head if to try and knock him unconscious
Okay.
with the butt of my crossbow.
All right.
So that's all I got.
You're going to go over here by this guy.
So as I snuck up, it's like raised it up quietly and then whispered, "Lights out," and rolled a natural 3. So probably
Yeah,
lights-
baby.
Lights are probably still on.
Barnabas says, "I'll leave the light on for
What's the total there, Mark?
I'm not proficient at all with the butt of a crossbow, I'm guessing. 7-ish.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Totally missed him.
He's
Totally
given
missed
up, and
him.
apparently all of us have a guilty conscience of hitting this man now. Several, you're up.
Actually, 13, but
Several has
And,
no issues hitting innocent bystanders.
and at the end of that round, you all hear a very muted thump
Did he lock his
on
leg? Did he crash
the
down?
door that's beside Whisper. You hear it from the other side. You hear this muted thump. It's doesn't sound very soft. It doesn't sound like just a knock. It doesn't sound like somebody just hit their hand on it. But it is a big iron door. So for that sound to come through loud enough that all of you heard it, something hit it pretty hard on the other side.
Does it sound oddly like a wooden ram against the iron door?
I guess, did that happen during my turn for the
Yes.
third action? So the third action, the guard, what's in there?
Think the mages that the Black Legion were grabbing?
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Does he have keys
oh.
on his person that I can notice?
Yeah, you can see some keys on him.
I'll try to grab for the keys.
He doesn't stop you, so you definitely get the keys.
That would be probably my final action, and then I'll probably start working towards the door if that's the case.
It's just on the other side of Whisper, which is right on the other side of you.
Yep.
but there's also a door on the other side of you. You have one here, and one here.
But I didn't notice any sound coming from the other rooms. Yeah. So right now I know I knew there was something in that room. So that
Absolutely.
will be my focus going forward.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll
14.
go move next to the door that Whisper was gesturing to,
Okay.
and I'll start investigating it.
All right.
Assuming I'll just go straight into lockpicking if there's no traps that jump out at me.
Okay.
28.
28. You definitely easily
Pop
get
it
the
open.
lock. With the 28, even a glance at the keys that Barnabas has, they probably wouldn't work on that door anyway.
That was my guess.
Um, and you get that.
All right. I'll go ahead and step back just to the side of the door and push it open.
Okay. All
Give
right.
myself a little extra cover.
Oh,
Um, what is your strength? How strong are you?
Just a second. Average.
Average. You give it a little bit of push. It's going to take a little bit to actually push it open. So, you can give me an athletics check.
Alrighty. 20.
20. It takes a little effort, but you push it open. This one does not squeak, but it does make a sound kind of against stone, almost as if it's not fitting quite correctly, that it's touching the
Sag.
floor a little bit, maybe sagging.
As I recall, I tried to do a quick open and bounce over to the side, but because of the weight of the door, I ended up having to push into it.
Okay.
And I did that instead.
All right. As you did that, you'd be entering the same square as Whisper. Are you kind of nudging her out of the way?
Yep.
All right. She's going to be kind of squeezing into the same square as this guard here, and you are now right in front of the door. That will bring us to Sivril.
So he's got that door open into that room.
It's about halfway, and it does swing toward the wall.
Okay.
This wall. Sorry, there's more than one wall.
Gotcha. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move down that way and try and push into that room.
Okay. What is your strength, Sivril?
Way higher than mine.
I have a +4.
Okay. So you're definitely above average on that. All right, you can easily push it open, and you can push right into that doorway. Before you, where did it go? Oh no. There it is. Before you, you see a hooded figure in deep shadow right there in the corner. He doesn't have the staff that's on the little figure, but he's staring at you. Definitely elven. Looks to be a sun elf, if you can tell in the shadow. But he's got a very wild look in his eye, and he does have blood dripping all down his face. And you can see a huge gash in the middle of his forehead, where now you can pretty reasonably attain that that's probably what hit the door.
Okay. He's obviously conscious, yes, because he's looking at me.
Absolutely.
Okay. I would like to um whatever the maneuver is, I want to swap places with him. Can't remember what it's called now.
Okay.
Essentially putting him out in the hallway so Sunshine can see him because he's hurt.
Okay. You want to try to reposition.
That's it. I want to reposition him so he's in the hallway.
All right.
Does he look hostile to me?
Would you like to take an action to really get a good look at him?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good roll. That would be a 27.
Okay. With a 27, what you are seeing is such a wild look in his eyes that he's looking through you. He doesn't seem to notice the blood. You also notice that his fingers are bloodied, obviously from scratching.
Say the
or
wall bloody on
something.
the inside.
Not the wall.
The door.
Well, you're assuming
I'm
that
assuming the door.
back of the door
Yeah.
probably would be. He's looking through you. He's looking at that exit as if it is everything.
Okay.
He looks white out of his mind.
Right. I'm gonna hit him with my merciful blade.
Okay. And he's definitely a sun elf now that you've taken your perception and time with that.
That's 27.
27 will absolutely hit.
Has he got any armor? Is that a crit?
Does not have armor. Juice here. One moment here. This thing is running really, really slow. Oh, that would be a crit.
All right. He takes 30.
Okay.
Ooh. As I take the blade that's in my hand and I just kind of instinctively have my position that I fight in, and I just kind of run him through like his chest. And like I said, it's the magic in the blade. It just kind of reverberates through his skin and just kind of like produces bruising as it goes through.
Okay.
And my goal here is to incapacitate him and not let him leave.
All right.
So I am physically standing in the doorway.
13 and several, you both notice, because, several dances when he fights. He moves in a certain way, and you're used to it. So you're able to see past him enough that when he does hit this man, this elven man standing there, that was a solid hit. You know it was a solid hit.
Yeah.
You absolutely knew. But what you both do remember is the man didn't even flinch. He didn't make a sound. He still looked through you.
So
And he did not go down.
does the damage look like it found true damage, or is he just in the zone?
He's definitely in the crazy zone.
Okay, gotcha. No problem. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. That's all of me.
Yes. All right. He's crazy. Whisper is gonna kind of try to get out of the tangle of being in squeezing with everybody. And she's waiting. She's holding. She just kind of quietly slinks through the guard and in between Lenny and stands over to the side, watching 13 expectantly over on the other side. Ruby says, "What do you guys see?" Can't exactly answer at the moment, but so she will take a 5-foot step and try to look for herself. what are we doing with this guy? And she'll hold with that question on her lips. You guys are to Lenny. Lenny, you can't quite see what's going on in that cell, but you definitely heard that thump as several hit.
I will. I'll go help Sunshine.
Okay.
Am I? Yeah.
All right. Gonna go over there and helping Sunshine.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. There it is.
I can't help with the crazy man.
All right. Sunshine.
As much as against, I would be tying up the Black Legion.
See,
Do you carry rope?
I do.
Oh. Oh, here's it. Well, I guess a basic adventuring kit.
Well, yes, and then rope you could always use to make a thing to carry people. So
That is
it's
true.
always needed.
All right. So what is that? Thievery? Is it thievery? No.
Survival?
Not sure what I should ask you for that.
Well, I really hope it's not thievery.
crafting.
I mean, that would be better than
Well, let me see here.
Like
I'm
I
gonna
don't.
check as fast as I can.
And I use my other 2 actions to help her tie him up. Since all I did was come over here.
Okay.
Convenient enough.
I can still do shit. All right.
What's the other one?
what?
Nature. I'm okay with the nature.
So you did learn something from this?
Are you just tying them up?
Yes.
Yeah. She's just
I just don't know it. I mean,
I mean,
kind of taking
they're
your
not
time and
they're not struggling.
yeah, taking your time
They're
and
passed out.
getting
or-
it.
I mean,
Take a 10, take a 20.
Yeah, you
sure.
taking your time and getting it done. You've got Lenny's help. You get
It's a
this taken care
thievery
of.
check.
All right.
Mm, that's
But I mean, you take your time, you still get a flat.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're definitely gonna take our time.
You can have Windwalker's help with that as well.
Yes. Someone who might know what they're doing. Why don't we know how to tie knots?
Barnabas, you can
can tie
kind of see in
knots.
there. Can you see?
Just
Do you have
not
low
very
light
well.
or dark vision?
I do not.
Okay.
How far away?
I'm right in front of the door there, just a few feet, but
Yeah, there is a little bit of light that's coming around the corner and down that hall from Sunshine. So you kind of see in there.
yeah, whatever is going on in there, I'm more concerned.
Weird
Uh,
superhero.
I remember kind of grabbing the guard roughly by the collar and pulling him more towards me and saying, "You, what is your name, guard? Are there more in these cells here?" And I'll point to the one to my left.
Okay.
And then, what did he say?
He goes kind of looking at this guy with scales and the eyes, and he looks quite taken back, especially when you grab him by the collar. He just kind of goes, I think there were mages on, and he passes out.
Awesome.
Was that the one
Oh,
you were trying
awesome.
to knock out by chance?
So I was
Yes.
after anyway. And
He
then
Barnabas got him to knock himself out.
he scared himself.
I'll kind of pressed my ear to the door of that cell. I know it's iron, but I'm going to try and listen for movement on the other side. just trying to gauge what was in there, if I heard any movement or
Okay.
engage all my senses, maybe even. And that ends up being 28.
Nice.
Ooh,
Okay.
very nice.
That definitely will give you something. There's definitely something on the other side of the store, maybe more than one somethings. You can hear what sounds like feet dragging, maybe. And somebody's just scraping the bottom of their feet as they pace. You hear this kind of very low moan.
Found the zombie room.
I don't know.
Or something else. So I tossed the set of apparently worthless keys onto the unconscious guard and stepped a little bit further up the hall and told 13, we've got more movement behind me here.
Copy.
Okay, well, you're right behind 13. Where else would you want to go?
Up towards where the archery guard is.
Okay,
Yeah, just a step is fine. Just
Okay.
enough to get out of the way
Just
of
a
the
step?
door. Yeah,
all right.
that's me.
Very well. All right. The roll.
Yes.
I have to double check this here. And this
I think he's gonna try to run past you.
crazy looking man begins moving his hands and muttering in the language of the arcane.
Sounds like a
Red energies,
manipulate action within my threatened square. That would be an attack of opportunity.
red energies start coalescing on his fingers.
Nope. Bonk.
I think that's the goal.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's definitely casting.
Only 6, 7, 8.
Is he off guard?
He is. That would be 26.
That will hit.
6. He takes 15.
All right. The energy that is sparkling on his fingers start to kind of lick like flame as your weapon hits him,
Mm-hmm.
and he crumples to the ground, and all the energy just dissipates. So he goes unconscious.
Got that cool little rock too when he
Mhm.
lays down.
Rocking in his sleep. All right. That was his turn,
Well,
and we are at the top of the order.
Okay. I don't recall you mentioning, with my innate senses, was there anything else in the room? Or was it just him?
Uh, you would have to take a moment to kind of give a good look, or
No, just an
Give it a clue.
imprecise, like,
not that you can tell.
okay. Um, well, with him down and everything else going on with the group, I'll be like, don't mess around with the black art. Let somebody else do that. You guys should be focusing on healing us from the engagement we had earlier. Like, I'm still hurting. And as far as this room, the only thing that was in here was this I guess mage, but several just knocked him unconscious. And for my last action, I'll use a uh, seek to pop my sense and see what's in the area as far as whatever entities exist,
Okay.
whether I see them or not.
Coming into the cell then. Coming into the cell then.
60-foot burst from my location.
It's only a 15.
Uh, 30 then.
You get double that.
Yes.
Okay. And you are detecting some kind of movement, but you can't quite pinpoint it.
No, but I'd imagine that I'd get like a square to be like, there's something here.
Really hard to get them down. You can't determine an exact location.
Okay.
There's something there and it's hidden, even though there's no cover.
Okay.
And did he walk in the room that I'm in and look as in? Like, or is he getting a 15-foot emanation from the entire corridor?
He's getting a seek action, which
Correct.
is going to
So-
give him the 15-foot.
So 30 foot from him on both sides gives him every cell and everything in that picture right there.
He's kind of scanning the area, so I mean, he's leaning his head in if
Well,
he's wanting to.
And I'm
see
also
what's
getting my like any sense that I can pick up through this as well.
All right.
You can smell somebody's there.
Okay.
It's just you can't really tell exactly where they are hidden.
Cool.
Is that all you're doing then? All right. Next up in the initiative order is going to be Cyril.
I'm not actively looking, but I don't see anyone else in this room other than this guy, correct?
Right.
Okay. I will back out of the room. Is there another, like, are there other rooms that are like this?
There's another door here, and there's another door here.
I'm assuming they're locked, so I can't do anything about those. So I am going to go back to the doorway that I was at by where the archer.
Okay. Go back over here.
Yep. And I'm going to press my ear to that door and see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Okay.
You want perception?
Yes.
That'd be 27.
7. All right. So what you do here is very faint, but you can hear some footfalls as you listen, keeping your ear to the door. It sounds like they might be getting closer, but they don't seem urgent.
Okay. I will use dueling parry just to keep my AC up in case someone that I don't see or something happens that I'm just harder to hit.
Okay.
That's all my turn.
All right. Whisper looks back and forth between 13. Cyril looks at Barnabas. Guy on the floor seems a little bit confused, not sure what to do.
Yeah, I was definitely still intently focused on the room.
Yeah, she kind of wrings her hands a bit and seems to just wait, somewhat indecisive. That brings us to Ruby. Do you have something in there? She will kind of squeeze right past you and in there. She goes, man, he's got some issues, right?
Indeed.
And she takes a look around the room as well. Does it seem like there's still something in here? Okay. Hey guys, there's still something in here. She'll actually use an action to let everybody know. I think it might be invisible. Because there's nothing for it to hide behind. That will be Ruby's turn. Lenny.
Hmm. So the something is in the room with us
Well, you're not in that
or
room.
with them, so I can't
Yeah.
even hear them.
The cell in there.
I'm still at Sunshine.
You can go help them.
But yeah, if we're done with that, if we're done tying them up, I'll go back and see where everybody else meet back up with them.
Okay. We're at
Probably as close to several as possible.
okay. You can get to several in a double move.
Let's do that.
You'll be right by that guard. Do you want to be in front of the guard or beside several?
Behind several.
Well, he's got his ear to a door.
Oh, not behind several. Off to the side of several.
Okay. Maybe here or in between him and the guard.
Other side.
Other side. Okay.
I don't want to be between him and anybody.
All right.
Solid life plan.
All right. Are you taking another action?
Do you hear anything?
I don't have any actions to tell you.
Oh, then I will ask him if he hears anything and wait
Okay.
for his turn to speak.
The round will end before that.
That's fine. I've been off. I have no idea what's going on else.
Okay. Windwalker and you. It's your turn. Sunshine.
I don't know. I think maybe I move closer. Maybe I can shed some light on the situation.
Okay.
I'm sorry. To Ruby.
Okay. You want to move into the cell?
Yeah,
Okay. So you
Actually.
will be moving past Ruby
that's fine.
and into the cell right here where there is a man unconscious.
Yes.
More unconscious men
He's-
for Sunshine. Yay.
Face is bloody.
Wow.
With all your light shining on him. It's bloody face and definitely
Wow. Thanks.
fingers are all bloodied. He seems almost malnourished.
Check him out.
You want to first aid him or
Yeah.
you want a stabilize? What would you like to do? He's not dying,
Stabilize.
technically. He's just knocked out.
Stabilize. Just to make sure he's okay. Not wake him up because he's unconscious for a reason.
Okay.
And he's
Just want to make
only
sure he's not going to
unconscious.
die while being unconscious. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You can easily tell that he's just been knocked out pretty hard by several, and he's not in danger of dying, although it seems there's something else going on with him. And you got a total of what?
20.
20. It doesn't seem natural, whatever is going on with his malnourishment. It's not, you look at it, it's not malnourished. You pop open an eye and take a look at it. It's just, it's not quite what you would expect. Almost as if maybe it's some kind of magical disease that's making him look like he's wasting away.
Except for the fact that they read the letter out loud, so
Guys, Windwalker will come over here, and he and his sister will start signing to each other.
honestly, since I'm crouching, that's mostly just as bait at this point.
It's mostly what?
That's bait for what's in here, whatever's in here.
Apparently. Barnabas?
Did I notice that she seemed agitated? Like she started looking around nervously. I noticed she looked at me. I'm standing right next to her. Likely, she's looking around for someone to pay attention to her. Is what it seemed like. So I'll kind of waved at her to get her attention. Is something agitating you? What's the problem? What's wrong?
Seems to be your major
She was already
Yeah.
gesticulating pretty hard to her brother anyway, who had moved into the hallway. And so as you kind of wave in front of her, since you're right there beside her, she continues to, she does acknowledge you, and then she talks to her brother with her hands and body, and he says, she's feeling uneasy. She's not sure what's going on, so I'm not either. Did we find any mages? She hasn't heard what's going on or who was in that cell.
I don't know what's going on in that cell. That's it. She's on. We're all uneasy. Some of us are bleeding and stuff. I'll turn to Windwalker and say, keep us posted if she senses anything or sees anything. But there's, and then I'll go to the other door and listen at the other door.
She taps you on your shoulder before you walk away and has a small vial in her hand for you.
What is this? Turn to Windwalker. What is?
Pokes your wound.
I don't.
No?
I don't recall having any wounds.
She'll
Other people are bleeding.
she'll
I'm okay.
point to a wound on someone then.
Oh, in that case, I'll take my
she
third
says it's
action
for
and say,
healing.
13. This is for you, I think.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So you
That takes many, many
You-
minutes.
toss it as the top of the round
Oh
comes,
my God.
and 13, you can catch that easy.
Draining that thing.
Okay.
Is it 1d6, 2d6?
What is your
Oh, are they
the
okay?
it's just
If
an
it's the same
alchemy-
as what I would do, it's just 1d6.
Okay.
just an alchemy potion.
Hey,
I'll do that first, and then I'll do another seek on the room.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to rely on my eyes at all.
Okay.
Were there any other modifiers to it, or is it just the die roll for the healing? Barnabas.
it's just a die roll.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's her elixir. I don't know. Yeah, but if it's anything like mine, it's 1d6.
Roger.
I don't even know what that means, but it's 1d6.
I actually
You know,
haven't
the
actually.
weird cube thing. And
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't drank any of your potions yet.
Yeah.
Or your elixirs.
elixirs. Yeah.
I've just been distributing
Yeah,
them.
you hand them all to Turby.
He usually needs them.
It's true.
Drinks them like water.
All right.
Sometimes.
And
So-
they
Some like
complain.
ale.
Yeah.
I was saying, wait, has anybody seen Turby drink water?
Yeah.
Ale and potions.
Ale and potions. Yeah.
So far in the memories that we've looked through, I'm pretty sure that's about all he's drank.
I'd like to try and figure out how to
I
combine the
think it's
two.
dwarf.
Ale and potion. A healing
Ale
ale.
and a healing elixir.
A healing ale. No.
We should
No. No.
It's too late.
No
That
more
needs to be
reason
there.
for Turby to drink.
All the reason.
It's good for the dwarf soul.
It's good for the dwarven soul.
Do you want my roll?
Yes.
I got a 28.
All right. Are you trying to target this hidden creature?
I'm just trying to perceive where they're at.
Okay. Well, you do have that they're in the room. If you are trying to target them for something, then I can get a flat check from you, but
I'm not aiming for any location in the room. I'm just trying to narrow down my sense to figure out exactly where they're at so I can point them out. Like I'll move right up next to them.
Okay.
And then point them out.
when a creature's invisible,
But I have scent.
yeah.
I'm not relying on my eyes at all.
Uh-huh.
They'd still be hidden, like,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not undetectable.
And under hidden, it is you may use a seek basic action to determine its general location based on hearing alone.
Yep.
So, I mean, you do have its general location is going to be over here against the wall.
And then I'll use that as a way to point it out.
Okay. All right. So, knowing that it's against the wall, you are pointing that out to the group?
Yep.
Okay. Are you moving in there?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm going to keep standing in front of the door.
Okay. All right. Several?
I hear there's another person in the room. I leave from the door I'm at and I go back into the room. He said it's by the wall.
Yep.
I pick the back square. That's that wall. Like
This one or this one?
that one right there.
This one?
I'm going to stand in the square that's
Adjacent.
to my right. So next square
This
over.
one?
Nope.
This one.
That one right there.
Not where the guy is laying on the ground.
Correct.
I'm gonna move that for
And I will take my
help.
merciful blade and I will swing it into that square.
all right.
Flat check, right?
Yes.
17. Now you want me to roll to hit it?
All right. Yes. Roll to hit.
I will not hit it.
Oh,
11.
did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 2.
Ooh, close. Where's all these loaded dice you guys were using before?
That's you.
For my last action, I will activate Detect Magic.
Okay. All right. When you are detecting magic, you can got a 30-foot emanation. Obviously, you know that sunshine is magic. You definitely are getting.
I'm trying to. I know it's an emanation, but I
Mhm.
know like my party has magic on them, and I'm just
Right.
kind of trying to look in this corridor that I'm standing in to see what's. I know it's not really that precise, but if there's a magical blob of invisibility,
I mean, you can definitely. You definitely sense. You can definitely sense magic in this area that you're pretty sure is not going to just be sunshine.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. Whisper is going to move over here to this door, and she gestures to her brother over her shoulder. and taps 13 on the back
Hmm.
and points at the door. Kind of gives you a question of open it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, she'll kind of shrug and stand there. Well, she'll move just out of the way in case that you guys want to open it. Ruby's gonna move right here by you and assume that that thing is right there.
Ruby, do you have water skin on you?
Yeah, as she swings at the corner. Her flat check makes it, and that'll be a hit. So you don't see exactly what she hits, as still hasn't taken a hostile action, but it has been hit. Her blades do come away bloody.
God.
Well, I think I found it. So that will take up her turn. All right. That actually ends the invisibility spell. And you see another mage.
Oh.
Wild look in his eyes. Another male mage. And he immediately just goes to step through here. He's heading toward the door.
I will hit him.
They just come to several knocks him down.
21.
21 will hit.
He takes 11.
Okay. He continues moving,
You're not faster than me.
and he gets to U13.
Hello.
And his action after that movement is to shove you. What is your fortitude DC?
16.
Oh my goodness. He got a 17.
Wow.
Oh.
A 17, yes. So he is going to give you a shove and push you back 5 feet.
All right.
As if he just knows there's something this way, he will continue this direction. And to the door right here. And that ends his actions. That would be Lenny.
Clear across the damn room.
So this guy come out of that cell and he's pretty much booking it.
How many actions get 30 foot within 30 feet of him?
Within 30 feet of him?
Yeah.
He might already be
One.
there.
You can take one action to get within 30 feet.
One. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
do that. Sound burst.
Sound burst.
Sound burst.
Okay. Is that a radius or
Radius 10 foot.
and you place it not from you?
No.
Okay.
No, it has a range of 30 feet and a 10-foot burst, so it's just a 10 foot of wherever the hell I say 10 feet.
Neat.
Lenny, are you a betting man?
Of course.
Do you like the odds in your favor high or low?
Hi.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, you should. It'll be my answer every time. It is a fort save.
And what is your DC? Your spell DC, sorry.
20.
Okay. Okay, it's a good thing that the Black Legion laying on the ground are really good at fortitude, apparently.
That's
With
unfortunate. I
they
didn't.
rolling a 19 and a natural 20. The
mean,
mage also rolled a 19. Let's see.
I forgot they were over there in the.
corner.
Yeah.
where we
All
tied
right,
them up.
so
Forgot about that entirely.
Yeah.
he will take half damage. Roll it.
He will take half damage. What do you get?
Mhm.
What?
He
He
succeeded.
succeeded.
Oh. It's half a 17.
Rounding up or down?
18.
Eight.
Round down.
8.
8.
8.
Eardrums.
Yeah.
All right. That will bring us to Sunshine.
Now that I'm over by everybody and
Why
the
are we
rules right
assaulting mages, by the way?
here, I don't know. Technically, I'm not assaulting mages. It's not a thing that I do.
Technically, I'm not either.
I haven't.
I mean, if you punch someone in a tavern, would that not be considered assaulting them, even if you aren't causing them possible death? I mean, you guys are the ones that have the bar fights for bonding, so.
As I hear, they say it's something called semantics.
Okay.
He's within 30 feet of me. I cast harm.
Okay.
2 actions.
Oh.
Back 16.
All right. It's not a burst,
No,
just to him.
the
Okay.
2. It's a touch.
So it's a touch, so you need to adjust to him.
It's a 30-foot
Oh, okay.
range.
Hurts
But
so good.
Indeed.
All right. And
that's
do you have-
all I
that's
can
it.
do.
All right. So with that, you guys hear that. You get that icky feeling that you get when she casts harm, of course, even though it's not touching you.
It doesn't need to touch me.
I
It's
mean,
gross.
she's still having to call upon her deity to cause harm. So,
Yeah,
all right.
Doesn't that feel wrong?
a little, but it helps several, so that's all that matters.
The ends justify the means.
All right. Well, Windwalker's going to try to go and grab this guy. So, right up behind him. And he is attempting to grab him. And holy cow, for once, he's hit.
Wait.
Oh my goodness. All of your training has paid off.
So he's got a hand on this guy.
Kirby would know how to deal with this.
Does one of those big,
Deal with what?
just puts
Hugs.
The mage running
his
away.
hand on his shoulder and
I know how to deal
gets a
with it.
good grip.
Monster hugs.
I'm going to go hit him in the back of the head and he's not going to run anymore.
Oh, right.
That works too.
It sure does. I
All right.
guarantee you I'm faster than he is.
He's gonna try to
Yeah.
get a really good hold on this guy.
He's gonna try.
Kind of shakes him. What are you doing? Barnabas.
I remember I had considered running after that person I saw running out of that cell to tackle them, but I was beaten to the punch. So instead, I will grab something off of one of my belts, and I handed it to 13 and said, "Here's another one if you need it."
Hey.
Hey.
So that's 2 actions there for me. And then I'm going to move a little bit farther down the hall towards the guard that was still wielding a bow for some reason.
All right. Moving right in front of
Yep.
him.
So you'll need to stay right there.
Okay.
That's
All
me.
right. So at the top of this round, I would like a perception DC. What do you guys have perception DCs wise? Who's at a? Nobody's at a 20.
Nope.
Okay, 19
Currently,
though.
I'm 19.
Currently, I'm 21.
Oh, currently you're a 21, and then we
Ooh.
have a 19.
He's got a little
We have
slithery.
19s. All right. So at a 21, and especially being right there, you hear. And it's you
Excuse
definitely
me.
hear footfalls, and they sound rushed
Storm moving it or
Coming.
something.
That's just me stumbling from the gust coming up behind me.
right here.
Okay.
This is me stumbling into the room.
Hearing that, I would have shouted out down the hall. We have company coming.
Sewers.
And then I go,
Sorry,
This
guys.
is-
All right. Top of the order.
All right. I'll maneuver over towards Barnabas.
Okay.
Scaly Barnabas, and see what I can do about barricading that door or
Right in front
damaging
of
the
door?
lock.
Okay. Going to the actual door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Give me a thievery.
You got it. Natural 20.
Rogue doing rogue shit.
Where'd those keys go?
He broke it. He's the only one who
Yeah,
can fix it.
jamming those keys into the lock. You know, he had thrown them on the ground. You swiped them up as you went over that way and getting the idea of doing something to prevent this door from opening. But even then, you know that you've only bought yourself maybe 30 seconds at the most if they've got the right equipment to
I think there's
Yep.
to force that door. It is not as reinforced as the doors on the cells, but it is still another iron door.
Yep.
And what you're hearing coming now that you're right by the door as well, you hear a lot of hurried steps, and it definitely sounds like Black Legion.
I was
Okay.
gonna ask, does armor sound cheap or does
I'll
it sound
go ahead and
expensive?
point it out.
It's cheaper.
The clang of
expensive.
cheap
Barnabas had already
armor.
pointed it out.
Oh, perfect.
So, you've got your movement disabled device. That's the end of your turn. Disabled device is going to be,
Wait, aren't you the
it's a
slowest
2
one
action, and that would be a reverse. Essentially.
Perfect.
by the door?
So, liberal.
Crap.
Super.
I
Pretty
feel
sure
like
that
I'm in
Kirby's
some
the-
kind of
Kirby's not-
tavern now.
I scoop this guy up on my shoulders that's unconscious on the floor,
Okay.
fireman's carry style.
Okay.
And it's already been announced that there's hurrieds of bunch of people coming down this way. We should start tactically retreating back up the way we came.
Okay. Speaking that as you're moving, or
Yep.
All right.
Well,
How
So-
far are you just going your full movement?
Yep. One action to pick him up.
40?
One action to move down the corridor toward the door there, where apparently all of this mist is rolling in.
You can get right outside of the door,
I'll
but you're
stop.
going right past him.
I'll stop just on the other side of Windwalker and the guy.
Right here?
Is there the square behind them, like on the other side of the wall there?
Occupado.
Here?
Flanking with Windwalker.
Oh, you're gonna squeeze past
Yep.
the mage.
Yep.
Okay. What does it take? It takes an acrobatics to tumble through to get through somebody's square who's not considered your ally. So
You could do that instead of just a straight movement.
I mean, well, when you tumble through,
You've seen
you
the ranger roll,
your-
right? So that's 21.
The ranger roll.
Well, you picked him up. You're moving, and if you're taking an action to tell
That's
everybody,
fine. I'm just going to the other side of the guy.
um,
I'm not like it's not like I'm trying to hit him or anything.
no, I understand that, but
I'm not.
there's a lot going on right there, and it's not just your ally who you can squeeze right past, and you are out of actions at that point. So I don't think you can squeeze past the mage. Action to pick him up, action to move, and action to inform your friends about what was coming.
I'm not informing them anything. I'm saying that I'm retreating.
Okay.
Like I'm not telling them. I'm saying I'm leaving.
Okay. And you can get out, I'm leaving, and then tumble through there.
Oh, fuck that. I'll just hit him.
Okay. So you dropping the other guy then?
No, I don't need. I have a one-handed weapon.
Okay.
I got Mother Trucker up here, and I'm stabbing this guy. 20. That's like a lot. That's like 31.
Okay. That's a crit.
Oh,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 28.
28.
damage?
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right.
He
He goes
critted at him.
down.
Yeah.
I essentially got this guy up on my shoulder, and obviously I'm a little slowed down with my dance move, so it's kind of more of a forceful shot than a graceful shot this time. So less precise, but just more I'm frustrated, and you need to get the hell out of my way, kind of a slice, and I'm just and I just hit him, and he just kind of crumples to the ground.
All right. So that would lead us to Whisper. Yeah, she'll start heading down the hallway. Ruby kind of looks at you and goes, "Looks like we're out of here." And she will follow suit. She'll just get about right on the other side of Windwalker. Kind of glances down at the Black Legion, looks at you, Sivril. You sure we're not taking them with us too?
You want to carry one of them?
I might drag him.
Go for it.
You want us to take him? Sure.
If you want. I don't know that that's going to be his pals are coming
Why don't we take the maid,
down the. I have the mage.
the other one?
I can't carry. I mean, I probably could carry both, but
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Carry both.
She gives you a wink and then reaches down and grabs the second mage.
perfect.
Goes, just joking. And she'll move a little bit further out.
Do 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 do.
She's just joking.
You hear the first
Boom.
slams into that door as someone tried it, and then your shoulders hitting it or something hitting it. That brings us to Lenny.
Lenny's fucking off with the rest. Is there anything that needs picked up? Probably not. Let's go. Following.
Okay.
Not much you could carry.
I had to look like I was trying.
Are you moving 3 times, just full out movement, passing up Whisper, or no?
Can I grab Whisper and take her with me? No. No, I'll just. Yeah, I'm just. Fuck off. I'm out.
All right. So
Or I'm-
carrying Sophia, you're going past Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
You get quite a ways down that hall. You're taking 3 movements. Sunshine.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'll as quickly as I can.
Okay. Following Lenny out then.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna get too far ahead of several.
Oh, I mean,
Clerics
Lenny
don't
took
lead
as
the
much
way.
movement as he could. He's pretty far in front. I mean,
I
Sybil will
gotta-
catch up. but-
That's exactly.
I gotta grab my cloak in case we have to hide.
Even carrying a whole nother person, Cyril is faster than I am. I don't need to wait for him.
Oh, I know.
Windwalker will head out as well. Barnabas.
Barnabas, I spun around to the guard and just quickly pointed at him and said, "Remember, you saw nothing." I spin around, and with a final surge, I run 50 feet out the door. And as I'm dashing past everyone,
He crumples back
scales
down
are
into
fading back out
scrawny little.
off my skin. I don't know what that was.
As the scales fading off your
Yeah,
skin.
fading.
My skin.
That's, I mean, you can hear the drumming.
And my eyes shrink back down to their normal size, and that's one move to get 50 feet down the hall, and then I'll just keep pace with Sybil as best I can.
Okay.
As best he can. Yeah. We have 2 mages. We're leaving.
13.
I don't know if I necessarily need it with all of the fog that's rolling in from the sewage system, but I'm going to pop open a smoke stick and drop that to help cover our retreat.
All right.
I'll move up to the door,
Which door?
It's working.
the
Well,
one that's not been unlocked yet.
Oh God, there's a guy down there.
There's as you're
The one where there was shuffling.
Okay.
And I'll do my best to unpick that to quickly pick lock. Gracious, I can talk.
Tripping
Okay.
the guy in the
That one.
smoke.
So it does
Pick
take
lock.
2 actions to pick lock. You
Oh, okay.
you drop the stick, you move.
Yep.
You can start right now and finish it up in the next round if you would like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Several? Beaten feet out or
People in the city eat.
Chilly.
I'm holding the guy on my shoulders. Everyone else has run by me except for 13. And I will take an action. Are you coming? What's going on? And then I will.
you may give him a yes or a no.
Yeah, I'm coming. I can catch up.
Get that out, but you can get a yes or no pretty much.
All right.
Coming.
And then I move in down the corridor.
Against
Okay.
everything Cyril believes in, he leaves him.
Speed you can. At speed, or are you holding back?
I will move into the next adjacent room
Mhm.
and stay by the door.
Okay. Well, it is
And-
just open doorway
Yep,
there.
that's fine. I will take my last action and I will hold that until 13 passes me in the corridor.
Nice.
All right. What is your
Natural 20.
natural 20?
Yeah,
Pop that door open.
pop that door open.
Very
All right. So you did so well with unlocking that door, and this one seems to be well hinged. And again, the doors don't seem to match to the flooring and everything.
Yep.
You notice in that these doors are brandy new. They're brandy new. That is it's ill-fitting. They've found these reinforced doors and they've made them fit. That's why the other one scraped the floor. This one doesn't touch the floor. So as you unlock it and you give it that push, it swings right open. And as you swing it right open, there is a female half-elf who stumbles right into you. She has that desperation look.
We're running.
She's got a hold of you right here on your clothing, and she says, "You can't let me go there," as she tries to stumble past you.
All right.
And that's where we're going to go to break.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, come on.
We're going to take a
more
quick
actions.
break. I know.
No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll take a break. In Brownsburg, Indiana on December 19th for a special live stream. And we hope to see you all there. They'd have great food. I couldn't stay out of it last time. And they have good drinks and a great atmosphere. I'm going to focus back into you are all taking off, trying to get out of there before they could bust through that door. 13, you moved out of the way of the lady and headed on out, leaving the secret door open so that she could run as well. She was running as well. At some point, she did turn off from you guys. And you continue on following your compatriots. At one point, Sunshine made sure that Several was out of the way, I believe. And you did heal your friends a bit, didn't you? Okay. However, I would like you guys to all focus more on when you exited that small little tunnel. And the first person out, who was that?
Probably me.
Whisper.
Well, Whisper's not as fast as Several. So if he wanted to be ahead of her, he would have been. So you crawl out, and even before you get there, you can see what's waiting. And that would be a lot of Black Legion.
Is the hole big enough for? I can't remember, but I would imagine that I was coming out essentially head first, and then I was going to reach in and pull the mage out because I probably can't carry him on my shoulder and go
Right.
through the hole.
You're having to kind of drag him.
Right. So when I got to the end of the tunnel, I just remember the exasperated sigh that I let out, and just blurting out to everyone down the tunnel that we're surrounded. And then I just remember kind of just positioning myself in front of the grate.
Okay. Leaving enough room for them to come out.
Yeah.
One of the Black Legion takes a small step forward. And as you all start coming out, anybody that hesitates, he does, or she, just lifts one hand and goes, does anybody hesitate beyond that?
Oh, beyond the... No.
Mhm.
No, not beyond that, no.
How many
I will get
were-
the hand gesture, but
How many Black Legion guards were here?
There were at least 20.
Oh,
20.
Are they also Royal Black Legion like we encountered earlier?
Yes.
Dang it.
Yeah, they're all.
So you all climb out.
hands up, Sophia in hand.
At least there's only 18. Sorry. I didn't say that.
You hear from the one that stepped forward, sheath any weaponry now. Does anyone not comply?
Sophia count.
Well, you know she
Technically.
counts.
Do they know she counts?
You don't know.
Then
How would you? You wouldn't know unless you
she's in my hand.
were able to read them, and they're pretty unreadable.
She's in my hand.
Right?
Did you spend the time to turn it back into your loot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh, who were you standing beside?
Who am I standing beside?
Yes.
Not him, apparently.
That's just how I remember it.
It's probably right behind Sibrel. I would have been next to come out.
Okay.
Because I took off first. He just overtook me.
Alright. Everyone else sheathed weapons, yes.
I certainly
And
did.
when you do not move, he takes a step forward,
Oh, poop.
and you see all other 19
Oh, poop.
18.
put a hand on their weaponry.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Then the Black Legion parts. And behind them is a very regal looking sun elf. His skin a very caramel brown, dark, deep green eyes, hair that's a more natural orangish red than Sunshine's, but still a vibrant
Hey, mine's
orange
natural.
red. Without even asking you for a roll,
I dropped to a knee
Sibrel,
or whatever,
you know who this is.
as do I.
There is definitely regalia on this elf, and he does have a very finely crafted mithril crown upon his head. And he just stands there with his fingers laced and in front of him. And he looks upon all of you.
As I recall, I actually knew the proper etiquette and proceeded to do the bow or kneeling. I don't remember which one it was for this particular
Oh,
uh,
well,
variant, but
you can bow. Taking a knee, considering that you guys are apparently have done something to garner their attention, might even be better. It depends on
I
how
picked that one.
much you want to show your respect.
I'll take my knee.
You took a knee, Lenny.
Absolutely. Immediately. I spent enough time with Sunshine. I know who the fuck that is.
Whisper and Windwalker immediately dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby's kind of looking at the group. Cyril taking a knee, or is he standing?
Standing.
Of
Okay.
course.
Sunshine?
But I am
Whatever is appropriate for my. Yeah. standing in the
Bow to him
Yes.
deeply. What is it that Barnabas did?
Barnabas felt completely out of his element here and has no real understanding of what's best to do. I looked at Cyril first to kind of gauge, and seeing him standing there with the salute he's giving, I started to maybe mimic that, but I noticed everyone else around me dropping to a knee, and I thought, man, maybe it's best if, and I kind of awkwardly like, yeah, and yeah,
excuse
kind
me.
of very smoothly transitioned from this to like, oh,
When looking for cues on authority, Several's probably not the guy.
he was my first real
First.
introduction to Elven culture. So that was my
No,
first thought
no,
to
I-
look to him.
Understandable.
Right.
Understandable.
And but then I remember, oh yeah, these aren't really his people here. So yeah, I guess I'm the last one to get to a knee, and
Okay.
kind of looking around like that.
Awkward. Uh, Ruby does take a knee, somewhat awkwardly.
So you're not the last.
Okay, that makes
Probably about the same time as Barnabas. Um,
I actually picture myself between you and Ruby.
yeah, actually, she kind of it's almost one of those if she's like, oh yeah, I probably should do that too. And she's she's almost as awkward as you with it. She sees you do this. She goes, takes her knee too when instead of
Synchronized confusion.
kind of
Yeah. Synchronized confusion.
my eyes were darting furtively around like, oh man, what's going on?
are you royalty there,
Do you-
Silver? She kind of talks outside of her mouth and goes, are you royalty there, Silver?
Am I what?
Royalty there, Silver?
It's a different set of rules for him.
Where I come from, I am.
Mm. Well, there's
Oh.
that.
The High Prince's eyes narrow. He looks at you. And where might that be?
I hail from the Crimson Grove. I am the son of the Chancellor of the Crimson Grove. So, much like you, I too am a prince.
Oh, what I feel like he's been
Not
wanting to say
quite.
that for a while.
Even your father would take a knee for me,
I'm not like him.
obviously.
Oh, this is how we die.
It's okay.
uh,
Well, I thought to be lenient. Never
You
mind.
can be lenient on them.
Take
You can
them.
take it out on me.
Oh, hell.
He turns. He says, never mind. Take them. And
maybe
they
you should start sweet talking.
come back together.
Your reputation precedes you.
The Legion comes forward. The one that did speak says, disarm yourselves, or there will be blood.
I follow several.
Okay?
Oh.
I took all my stuff off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, what did Cyril do?
He disarmed.
Sorry, he wasn't audible. I was not looking at him. I'm like, oh.
Well, here we go, boys. There was
I-
20. There was 20 today. Now there will be 20 and less of us. All right, well.
I'm going down
Yeah, I
in the blaze of glory.
I mean, everyone that has joined up with your party will disarm themselves.
there's several disarms. I disarm. I mean,
I remember handing like a couple bottles here. Wait, bottles here.
By the time
Another
he's
guy,
done,
well,
there's
I
just
guess we
like
could
there's just a 4-foot mountain of glass
bottles.
vials.
Wait,
Ruby says, I hope you have an inventory.
I do. I have these handy cards. I know what I had.
Okay. Because, I mean, I don't know about these guys, but I know some guards, when you get taken and you got to get rid of that much stuff, you don't get it all back.
I just yeah, that's fine. As long as I get the bottles back, I'll make.
I get the bottles back.
From experience or from experience?
Experience or experience? Is there a difference in experience?
Yeah.
Not quite.
Either the one taking it or the one being taken from.
Just needs to recycle shrimp.
Oh. Oh, no, I've never been a guard.
Si, senor.
Experience is very close to thing he said last time.
Oh. Oh. Huh.
Recreation.
Yes.
Recreation.
Mhm.
No.
In the same family.
Experience and recreation are in the same family.
The more recreation they get, the more
So you-
experience.
Experience. Oh.
So you put your experience in her recreation, or does she put her recreation in your experience?
Wait,
Wow.
Depends on how much we pay, says Overwatch.
Okay, that's interesting.
yeah, I confusedly listen to that exchange as I continue to hand bottles. There you
Just
go.
keep them all in the bandolier and take.
No. This isn't a weapon. This is just my
That's right.
clothes.
That's close.
Okay.
He takes that off. He's naked.
Yeah,
Here,
my whole shirt will fall
I'll
off.
hold out the bag.
15 minutes later.
That's all.
As long as you are all being peaceful and you are giving up your weaponry and such.
Annoying but peaceful.
Uh,
Standard.
do not believe any of you had anything so excessive that you wouldn't be able to put it all in the bag. You do have a type 1 bag of holding.
Lenny had that.
Uh-huh.
I just had my
Yeah.
backpack to try to help organize.
She was saying that we didn't have too much that wouldn't fit in the bag.
Oh, right,
Yes.
right.
Is that something that you would have done? Put it all in the one place?
I mean, if they. No?
Why give them
I'd
a
be
free
okay with
bag?
that.
Just give them our stuff. They asked for our stuff. Just
Well,
give
do
them
they
our
want
stuff.
the bag?
Now that you mention it, yeah, they probably do want the
No,
bag.
I'm not asking that.
They did not ask for the bag. They
Then no, I will
told you to
not.
disarm.
No, I'll give them the stuff, but
All right.
We need to
All right.
volunteer more.
He gave the loot, but not the bag.
yes.
All right. You are all promptly taken to jail again.
Jail.
And
In that
How many
case, I'll
times
go
is
through
this
the
now?
process of making sure I take a journal
At least
entry
twice.
as far as all of the stuff that we're giving up.
At least twice.
Yeah, I had pretty meticulous records of what I had prepared that morning, so I know what they have.
When you do get to the jail, there is someone that takes inventory of any magical items that you
Boo.
still have on your person. If it's not something that could be used to escape with, they don't care. You can take it in.
Okay.
And once again,
I haven't quite
you all
figured out how to
found
escape
yourselves
with
in a
that yet,
cell.
so.
Well, not necessarily. Oh, yes.
Nope.
You haven't been in a cell?
What?
You've been in a
Yeah.
cell? with
Yeah,
She had,
the
that's how she was
first-
found
That was
No. Excuse you.
originally. When
No.
your first encounter with us, you went to jail,
My first encounter with you all, you were unconscious. And
then
very
you went
peaceful.
and then you went to jail
she did nurse you guys back to health.
Yes.
in prison.
No, you're
I
not
know.
in prison.
I know.
That
Why don't
time.
you just start making it weird again?
All right.
Although I'm not surprised I didn't find you there.
You spend 3 nights
Mhm.
before even anyone comes to speak with you.
So,
Well, that's unfortunate.
Was
Thanks
there
for getting me
anything
back to top shape.
Right?
to full health.
Plenty of rest.
was there anything in particular that any of you did besides healing?
Nope.
The
Beg,
first time you
beg for
spent
food.
a harm to help Cyril, that did cause a little bit of a stir with the guard, but
I mean, she could have done it with. If she's in the same cell as me, she could have done it with medicine. Just stitch me
Yeah.
up.
Are we in the same step?
well, not necessarily. Needles
Eh.
could be used to pick a lock. Anything that could have been used to
Fair.
escape.
Harm's all you got, sis.
So,
Well,
I'll go through and
I guess they'll
explore the room just to see what's around, if there's any clues or anything left behind anybody else who had been in here previously.
I mean, there's all kinds of stories that this cell could possibly tell you, including things carved into the crystal and into the stones and
Neat.
such. And after 3 days, as I said, there's that someone that comes to see you. Lenny, give me a perception.
20.
20. You recognize her.
Her.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
does not narrow it down.
believe.
That's
I believe if you take yourself a little back and focus on when you were thinking of stories about the High Prince's daughter,
Mm.
and you are pretty sure you are in so much trouble if anybody ever finds out. You recognize her very well.
Oh.
So,
You definitely put your experience in her recreation.
Yep. Lots of experience was gained that day.
that's not what I meant.
What?
I said that's not what I meant.
It is now.
but some of the stories that he had told you before do not cover what this woman looks like. She's a very lithe, graceful, very pale sun elf. She does have somewhat of the orangish hair of her father, but her skin is a porcelain white, almost with a hint of light blue to it.
Oh.
And her ears are quite different from her father's. And her eyes are definitely a deep cerulean
Got
blue.
with the mailman.
So, this is the woman that walks up to your cell.
I remember I was laying in the bed. I had my hands back behind my head, my feet crossed. Not sleeping, just laying there.
And
Kind of like you don't have a care in the world.
you hear the light footfalls as she walks up. And then you hear, leave. And the two guards that are watching that hall with your cell walk out the door without a question. She doesn't wear a crown of any kind.
Dragging people upstairs. Must be
Mm-mm.
taking them to beat them or something.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, traveler. You met Lenny.
But,
She just put her arm up,
have you met Lenny?
and her arm has very graceful swirling tattoos. Very light, but on her very, very pale skin, they seem still dark.
What's the code?
Her count?
Mhm.
2 lifetimes.
Okay.
I believe that they want to keep you here to rot. The mages you freed are back in cells. She's speaking common.
Hmm.
If they're not in cells, they move and can't stop themselves. Why were you letting them out? Looks to all of you.
I look at Lenny.
We were here to save them. They all disappeared. They showed up here. Most seem malnourished.
And don't forget, one
Most?
of our best friends is in there.
What do you mean they all showed up here?
They disappeared from where we are, and we tracked them here.
And that is why you
And you're
came
saying
here?
they need to be here?
You think that it is okay for them to just walk?
Well, we don't know what's going on. They all seem like they're
Desperate to escape.
being held against their will. Well, obviously being held against their will from what you're saying and for what we're noticing.
It's
It's
one of
the
the-
why we don't quite understand.
It's one of her dad's better qualities. As you can see, it's something he does very well. Hold people against their will.
Yes, one of his better qualities.
He only has 2.
Well,
That and shitting.
if you had only taken a knee, you would not be in here.
I have more respect for myself than that.
Apparently, you do not have respect for any authority over your own.
Apparently, he has no respect
Not
for the
even the
authority of
gods.
other elves that live under his domain.
Hmm.
What did you
They
mean by if they're not held prisoner, they keep moving?
they keep moving.
Yeah, that's what living creatures do.
No, they keep
What do you say?
switches to Elven. They will continue to walk. They don't stop or sleep. Do you understand
I'll translate.
Elven?
Everybody here speaks Elven.
I
Oh.
do. Everybody but Turby.
I'll,
But Turbo's
I'll
not
turn
here.
to 13 and it'll
Ah.
say I understand.
Well, I don't know about. Well, actually, I do. The
Yeah.
rest
Yeah.
of the elves.
Yeah.
I hope they know.
Okay,
Well.
this is much easier for me to
Yeah, I
find
think
my
it would
words.
help communication. Yeah.
I was meaning that they don't stop to sleep. They don't stop moving toward whatever it is they're trying to get to.
Let me guess, it's to the east?
But you don't know what it is they're getting to. They're trying to get to.
I'm sorry. What was your name?
Lunawin.
Lunawin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is that not what she said?
Princess of Vataril.
Ah. Okay. Didn't recognize it.
You didn't pick up on the.
I did,
Okay.
but I don't know what her name is.
So you've taken them prisoner to protect them. To institutionalize them to preserve them and protect them from whatever
It's
whatever they're afflicted by.
it is what my father is doing, yes.
Is it working?
I see. You don't sound like you
I-
agree with them.
I think someone needs to know where they're going.
Yeah, we're trying to go there.
You said your friend was here?
Yeah,
Who is your friend?
I'll describe her.
I don't remember that description in any of the log of who is here.
Well, that's a problem.
Maybe she moved through.
Your friend has probably continued to walk.
Oh, that sounds about right.
But her letter said she was being held.
Hmm. Perception or
Not here.
no? There's more than just here.
It's possible that my father has put another city on watch like this. I have not been back to the capital in quite some time, so I would not know if he's doing it there.
But if we're gonna be somewhere else, it'd be the capital.
More than likely.
Well, that's a problem.
Is your father of the persuasion that if you can figure out what this affliction is, put an end to it, then those you've kept prisoner could be freed and returned back to their families and their normal lives?
Yes, he is not exactly the most easy man to be around, but
I gathered that.
his intentions are not to harm them. It is to protect them. As much as I do not want to say that.
If he's protecting them, why are they so malnourished and such poor shape?
They eat if we let them walk, and if you walk with them, and if you feed them. But even then, they still seem to be wasting away.
Well, it seems like the root cause of everything is what's happening in the East.
I agree.
Nobody's doing any good here.
Oh.
Will your father agree to release us if we're going?
It does coincide with things we're already doing.
Or want to do.
Yes.
Would be doing if we weren't here.
Probably not with the way that
You can let them all go. I'll
he
stay
was
here.
slighted. He groups people.
In our defense, your guys swung
Yeah,
first.
I group people too.
I don't think we would want to go without you.
Well, if the option is continue to stay here and be treated like this, because I refuse to acknowledge her father, then I would assume that it's probably best that you know.
You're probably right.
So you'll stay in the cell for your pride?
It's not my pride that's the problem. It's your father's pride that's the problem. My father was never acknowledged for his tasks and duties that he performed for your father that helped him get to where he is. So it's not my pride that keeps me here. It's his pride that put me here. Figure that out and come back and talk to me.
Well, unfortunately, in society, the pride of a high prince definitely trumps someone from a grove.
I know the history.
As do I.
I lived it every day.
But I know the history, and I can't place your father, but I can place mine.
Then you don't know the history, young lady. I suggest you would actually go to your historians and your scholars and ask about my father. Unless your father has done all of his little deeds and erased my father from everything that has taken place. Which to the victor goes the history, right?
Usually.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'll stay right here.
Very well. I just thought I would come see you all. There's not many that do speak to my father like I'm hearing you did.
Can you send a message for me?
Two.
I write it.
I can see if I can. Go wait.
Okay.
While she was writing this message, I would argue the case that, if you're going to, you need to speak some sense into your father as best as you can, because if we're stuck here because of Civil, then your best chance of finding out the source of this affliction, putting an end to this affliction, it is wasted. Do you have people out searching for the source of this affliction, and consequently, have you experienced any of the quakes or tremors here in the city?
This city is well guarded against damage.
But you
But
still have experienced it.
slight vibration.
It's going to get worse.
I wouldn't disagree, but I'm not meaning to sound rude, but obviously as a human you do not know anything about the High Prince of Othril.
Well, you would be right in that assessment, but that still doesn't change the fact that you're probably the closest person to him and can at least speak some sense.
I'm nowhere near the closest person.
Then I made an assumption. And you know what happens when you do that?
Feel a Turby response in there. Science.
Maybe.
It goes into more detail.
Hmm?
More detail, like we're trapped.
Mhm.
We're here.
Gotcha. My father wouldn't listen to a word out of my mouth.
Maybe there's something you can do for us. You're here for a reason, not to just gawk at us or to argue with Cyril.
She's here to talk
He's the
sense.
one that's arguing.
She's here to
not
talk
me.
sense into me and to have me behave so we can leave.
She
Well,
wants
it's
to
a
see the
fool's errand.
person
Because I'm
who
trying
stood up to
so
her
very
father.
hard to talk sense into you.
No, but that's why you're here.
Yes, that's why my father sent me here. I
Oh.
came because I wanted to see who spoke to my father like that.
See, told you.
That's me.
She just wanted to look at, see who it was.
No. How long do you think he's gonna keep me here? And I will sit up in the bed and I lean forward so that my illuminated crystal is swinging on my neck. How long do you think he's gonna keep me here?
I'm not sure.
Because I don't know how old he is, but I know how long I got.
How
What's the
long do you
length of another lifetime?
how long do you think his beautiful city's gonna last with the only help he's got locked in a cell?
And the fact that this city is protected from the tremors when the very world underneath you splits in half
And floats. It's like a
and ejects
explosion.
your city like a projectile into the sky, he can stand up there in his little protected city and look at everything he rules over in chaos and shambles. Because that's where he's led you and her and me and him
And everybody else
Ruby
over his pride.
and everyone else. Lenny,
Shutting up.
I'm not here to fight with you. I'm not here to fight with your father. But I'm not going to kneel before him. I will stand and show my sign of respect like I show my father. He gets the same treatment from me that your father does. Your father has not earned my respect. And I understand that he is the sovereign of the elves. And that in and of itself demands some sort of respect, which is why I didn't just stand there with my arms crossed like I do everyone else that I meet.
You have a point.
I showed him more respect than I show most people that I come across.
That is pretty true.
And if he is too obtuse to see that, then I'll sit right here and I'll outlast him for eternity. So, and I just kind of like pick my necklace up and swing it back and forth. Again, my beef isn't with you. I have no problem with you.
I understand that, but you know your history, but you don't know him. He will let your friends die in this cell while you continue on. Just for pride.
And funnily enough, that's what we think. That's what we think a good ruler is. That's what we think the benevolent king of the elves is.
When has anyone called him benevolent?
He was
When?
at one point in time in his life before the little switch in his brain flipped and power got flooded to his head.
I would like to know when that was because I've not been alive
Go
to see it.
read your history. And if it's not there, he's taken it out of the book.
It can say he's benevolent, but he's never been so in my life. So, again, look, I've done what I was told to do. I've done what I came to do. And I will take your note. But the only way I can help you is to tell you he will let you all die here.
Tell your dad to come see me.
He will not.
Then
bring
how are we
himself
going to
here.
fix the if he's not going to come here, I can't go there. Right? Grab hold of the bars. I can't go there.
Are you wishing to go and apologize to him?
That's not
And
what I
show
said. I said tell
deference?
your dad to come here.
He's not going to. If you wish to apologize and show deference, he might show you mercy. That is what he will do.
Well, he'll
That's
never know.
it.
He'll never know until he comes to see me in the jail.
He won't. I'm going to take your notes.
I appreciate it.
She'll go walking out. The guards come back in. Ruby kind of kicking back in the corner goes, well, I don't plan on dying here because you guys want to have a dick waving contest.
Mine's
Just
definitely
saying.
bigger than his.
He's got an army. What do you have? You're dead. Sorry.
Back.
What was it you guys called him again?
Diet alive.
Thank you.
I got
But,
you, Ruby.
you know,
Mostly dead.
That's fine.
how long do diet alive stay alive? Not alive. What? How long does a diet alive person continue to exist? There we go. Maybe that's the way to put it.
I don't know. How many instances of this have
Longer
happened in
than-
history?
According to my resource,
Resource?
forever.
until someone figures out a way to destroy.
That may be the case.
Execution is, just because you're in
Barring
your current,
illness and
But if
injury.
he's just going to leave me sit in the cell, I'll sit here forever,
Oh, then-
essentially.
then you'll just watch us slowly die around you.
No, I'm doing that.
You
Well,
guys
at some point,
would be
something's got to
first.
break.
Yep, I understand.
This would probably be my joints.
I will get out to his daughter. Send him in. I'll play his game.
She did leave, and the guards were back.
Whatever. I'll tell the guard. Tell the girl this information.
Please. I'll, step out.
Hold up.
One will step out and say something to the ones outside and come back.
Are the guards that are
Please goes a long
watching
way, and
us
you know it.
Royal Black Legion as well?
No, these are normal guards watching the hall. So
The shot.
they're not going to bring the High Prince to
Of course not.
the prison.
Can they do that?
Can't get prison dust on his shoes.
Heaven forbid.
I mean,
Are you actually going to show deference?
I'm not going to let you die around me.
do you guys take turns sleeping in the cells? I mean, you're in a prison.
I don't
Do
see
you
much
still
need to
feel
take
the need to
turns.
take watch or anything like that?
I don't think
Maybe
so.
out of habit, but past that, I don't see much reason to.
Can we even discern what time of day it is in here?
Oh, yes.
There's a window.
Okay, well, then I'll sleep when it gets done.
I imagine that 13 and I will sleep on opposite rotations so that way that one of us is always awake.
There it is.
Okay.
Same as usual. Just
And I
with
will make
routine.
sure that Sunshine sleeps while I'm awake.
Okay.
I'll spend a lot of my free time with Whisper, continuing to learn the language.
Continuing to learn. All right.
Are you avoiding me?
I'm protecting you. But you're asleep, so you can't have that conversation.
Where did they go? There it is. I found it. So, a night goes by and you hear nothing. The next morning, there is a guard that comes to tell several, "My prince will see you in a few days."
Very well. I serve at the pleasure of the High Prince.
Oh God,
Ah,
that was painful to watch.
Ugh.
Ruby definitely gets a chuckle. Whisper's just terrified. Really. I mean,
Oh,
this is way above her. She's doing the whole, what did I get myself into? And her brother's like, you got yourself into the sewers and got us arrested. That's what you did. So
First time?
I wish I could say it was. No, she's gotten us arrested a couple times.
Hey, several. Is
Not
there
by a
magic
high
on the
prince.
locking mechanism?
Ah.
So
A high prince. The
I don't
high
know.
prince.
Well, that's
elves.
not by royalty.
Okay.
But I wouldn't go messing with it.
I didn't plan on it, but if there was, I just wanted to make a note of it.
The next night, while only Several is awake, There's quite a commotion that happens, but it doesn't wake anybody.
I'm sorry, what?
But it doesn't wake anybody.
Okay.
It's a commotion.
We're not going to focus on what happened there because only you remember it. We'll focus on when you woke everyone up. Because once again, a jail cell had a hole in it. And you can see the outside. Who are you waking up?
Barnabas.
What is it?
Your freedom awaits.
When did this happen?
Seconds ago.
How large was this? This is like a hole, a perfectly round hole in the wall, or is it like a fault line that broke in the masonry?
The crystal work.
Yeah, yeah.
It's about probably
Just enough that a
6,
medium-sized
7
creature.
foot high and about 2 feet wide.
You said like 7 feet tall and 2 feet wide, correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Enough room for
A medium
Someone to
creature.
turn
Anyone
sideways
who
and
needs to
squeeze out.
get out.
Literally everybody just
Mhm.
goes through.
When you said my freedom awaits, why not yours?
Well, I see we have two options here. We escape in the night and we live the rest of our existence fleeing from the most powerful elf that exists.
That doesn't sound advisable.
But the option is there. If you don't want to sit here until he decides that he's going to come and talk to me,
I feel almost like this is a trap. Their city was protected from the tremors and hasn't had any damage, and now this happens. Just something doesn't feel right about it. Uh, is there any magical aura coming from it as I step a few feet back from you?
I'll use detect magic.
Hold on. It doesn't change what you're saying, I'm sure, but
I remember just looking around the jail cell as everyone else is sleeping and having this conversation with Barnabas. I remember that I woke Barnabas because he always seems to have a level head and he always thinks with logic and he always thinks with the evidence that's before him. And Several is the exact opposite. Several will think
Here you
with
go.
his emotion and think with his heart. And sometimes the cooler heads will prevail.
Your eyes only.
What it says, eh?
Mhm.
I honestly feel like if we were to flee now, it wouldn't be very long before we were captured again. We're in the heart of.
Are you guys talking? Ruby kind of rolls over. Windwalker kind of shifts in his sleep too.
I don't say anything. I probably pivoted my body to try and maybe obscure the crack as best I could while we were discussing it.
She just kind of rolled. She didn't. Can't really tell, I guess, if she just kind of rolled over. I guess you can't really tell if she opens her eyes or not. There's not a lot of light.
Yeah.
I mean, sunshine's in there. There's definitely light.
Oh yeah, there is. Never mind.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
no,
it covered up.
looked like she just kind of is settling back down to sleep.
Well,
I remember seeing them stir, I would have lowered my voice to try and have this discussion as privately as possible. Were we on ground level, or are we a few stories up?
No, you're on ground level.
So I could just walk. I could have just walked right out onto the.
You could have just walked right out.
But it's the city in front of me.
Yes.
Yeah, the city overrun with guards and Black Legion.
Yeah.
It's a trap. I feel that this is a test just to get a sense of our loyalty to each other and our integrity and true intention.
Huh.
what if
You're sleeping.
I look around. Is it still dark outside?
Yes.
I told you that I know how that crack was made, and it wasn't from an earthquake? And it most certainly is not a trap. But I do agree that if we leave, it's probably not advisable. And I think if we stay here with the crack in the cage, in the wall, I feel like we may at least speed up the conversation that I'm going to have with the High Prince. And then maybe we can be on our way.
Stay.
Go back to bed. I'll finish watch.
Don't tell me what to do.
I do what I want.
But I go back to bed.
But I go back because I wanted to.
I'm tired and it's dark outside.
Tired as a dark.
And then I remember that I just kind of shifted down, leaning with my back against the crack, and kind of crossed my feet and let my feet just kind of relax as they kind of like brushed up against Ruby and brushed up against whoever was laying there next to me on the floor there.
I don't remember going immediately to sleep. I probably would have curled up against one of the walls and kind of feigned sleep while I watched to see what else happened. And I have my theories as to what happened, but I'm going to observe for a little bit, and then when I feel reassured, I will go to sleep. I think I know.
Well, something that probably neither of you thought would happen. A much older female sun elf steps to the crack. She came quietly And she says, "Excuse me." Excuse me.
I'll just kind of turn and look over my shoulder.
I believe my granddaughter's in here.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I believe my granddaughter is in here.
Oh well, come on in.
Thank you. And she comes in and goes directly to the source of the light.
Oh, wait.
Grandma
She
Sunshine.
Do I know who
Pats
this
you
is?
on your shoulder until she wakes you up. You roll over and she'll
them.
give you a big hug. Hello, my sunshine.
Hello.
So there's a hole in the wall, and you all haven't left.
I'm sorry, I did not know there was a hole in the wall.
Well, how do you think I got in here?
This nice young gentleman let me in.
Yes, she says this nice young man over here let me in.
Turn around. Oh, several? Okay.
There's 2 guards knocked out on the ground next to the hole in the wall.
Oh, you're civil.
I am indeed.
Okay.
I don't believe we've met.
All right, my dear. You asked for help. I'm going to give you help. Who is going?
I start waking everybody up.
You're a nice young man.
Your grandma's very soft spoken. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I know.
apologies.
It
You're
kinda
a very
runs in the
nice
family.
young man.
I appreciate that.
Well, come.
I think you may be
Get your
misled a little bit.
friends awake.
Nice. Young.
Right. So I just kind of like boot kick all the rest of like 13 and Ruby and Windwalker
Couple
and
minutes.
all them. Whisper.
You want to stay here?
Okay.
In
I've
jail?
already stood up.
Whisper kind of starts awake, but of course nothing comes out of her mouth. And Windwalker's okay. It will take me just a little bit to get your things, but
So how advisable is it that we leave?
Do you actually want to leave?
Do you want to live the rest of your life running from the High Sovereign? I don't think that goes very well in your
it's all right.
resume.
Your
The temple could excommunicate.
We have a
he's
higher
something.
purpose.
You will be fine.
Huh?
You will be fine.
He probably forgot you were here anyways.
I don't.
Okay, just or will.
At least running, there's a chance. Staying here, it's almost sure we'll die.
Who is this?
You won't die.
Oh, this is actually my grandmother.
I'm Ilyana.
Oh,
Oh,
greetings.
Greetings. I'm so sorry. I did not introduce myself. But this is not the place to be introducing. Come. Let's get you out of here. And as horrible as that sounds, kind of give Sunshine a look. He will either forget about you, but he won't come after you. And if you go and you give in to him, he will probably just kill you. I see that you'll be hard to kill,
You won't do us any better, any good, better.
but he would find ways to do so. I did get a carriage. I didn't expect so many of you.
Only a few of us are leaving town.
Oh.
I think.
I mean,
If
they're
anything,
fugitives.
They
They're
are
not going to stay
fugitives.
here.
yeah.
That's true.
if anything, you should come take another crack at it another time. I know you don't approve. She kind of pats your arm several.
Your grandma's over here speaking in riddles.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm saying come back when you're stronger. Come back when you're stronger and can actually back up those wonderful words. She pats your arm. Come. Who knows?
Wow.
Maybe we'll have a wood elf next time on the throne. And she kind of just goes walking out the crack, and Ruby's like,
Oh,
who is that? No, I get it, but
mother.
I no, I get it.
Now wasn't the time for introductions.
Oh, yeah, apparently.
Out.
Where's her
If you don't
stuff?
wait. She said she'd get it.
Okay.
Should we
I go out the crack.
actually go? Windwalker. Should we maybe stay here? I mean, what would they do if you guys are gone and we're still here?
Kill you.
You'll probably be interrogated to try and tell them where that we are until you're dead.
Torture.
Benevolence, my middle name.
Sounded just like him.
I know. I've worked years.
Look back into the crack. Come on, guys. Let's go.
I'm ushering everyone out. I'm going to be the last one to leave.
All right.
Ushering everybody into the carriage.
If I can find you a mithril crown.
Oh,
tour.
no.
Here we go. Going on the campaign trail. Elections are coming up.
We'll squeeze.
All right, you're the last one out.
As I went out the crack, I give one last look into Sybil's eyes and nod, and off I go.
You all make your way quickly and quietly through town. Liana will effortlessly avoid the Black Legion, as if she knows where they're going to be. So, all right. She kind of looks at you, 13, and goes, "You're awful quiet." Lenny,
Hi.
why haven't you hugged me? As you get to the edge of town, all this way, and you have not even said hello.
So you know her too.
Well, yeah, I know her. I know Sunshine.
Mm-mm. Yes,
I spent some
He's
time with Sunshine.
adopted.
he was
Okay.
adopted.
So it's not like you know her. You just know.
No, I did. Yeah.
Oh, Derek.
I mean,
Oh, no,
oh.
no, 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 no,
Uh-oh.
no.
No. He was implying that
So it's
you
not a
knew
recreational knowledge.
her.
No recreational knowledge. Definitely no recreational knowledge.
Experiential.
No experience.
Less than experienced.
Less than experience.
All right. Well,
No offense.
Mm.
Is your grandma?
your things are going to catch up with you in a day. So try to stay out of trouble in the meantime.
Try.
Yes.
Wait, our
try.
things will catch up with us.
Yes, your things will catch up to you in a day.
All right.
Regardless of the direction we go.
Yes,
Oh, I trust her.
Okay.
I'll make sure of it.
Are you with the temple as well, or
No,
No,
I am not. Though I am very proud of Sunshine.
Well, not my entire family is not particularly blessed with the faiths.
you're
With
the
their
real midnight.
blessings.
No, I do call upon Yunko here and there and thank her for her blessings,
So do I.
but I am not necessarily all about the patron. It seems Sunshine was destined to be a cleric of his. but
One would
He
say
is the
her
sun god.
future was bright.
And shiny.
exactly. Now, Lenny, you don't look like you're getting enough to eat. Are you feeding him?
Absolutely.
Are you making sure he's eating it? Are you actually making it to breakfast? And you, sir. She holds out her hand.
Remembers.
Who are you? Your name?
Sorry, Barnabas Quint,
Barnabas Quinn.
scientist scholar.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
How will you be getting our stuff to us exactly?
Well, you can't ask an old lady all of her tricks.
S-
I
some
didn't want to assume you were old.
sometimes you have to look like so. There's this hand over here.
I've
This
lived
is
a
where the magic
lifetime and a
happens.
half.
You have to learn to
she's
see
grandmother.
both sides of
I
that.
just like
It's all right.
Just keep that investigative eye out.
If there's anything
Righty.
else, if there's anything else anyone might need, you need to let me know now so I can make sure it arrives with your things, if I can.
We were hoping to find Callie. She used to be a traveler with us. She left a note with us. If there's anything that you might be able to do to help us find her.
Well, there was this dwarf roaming around outside of the town with a dire wolf.
Yeah, he's with us as
Perhaps
well.
if you had some, oh, he's with you. I was gonna say if you had something of hers, perhaps his dire wolf could sniff her out. But he's already with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know now. You
Yes.
think he'll be able to catch up to you?
He's an excellent tracker.
Oh, good.
Maybe some old food stores.
Very well.
Just show him where we last were and he can catch up with us.
I will do that. Anything else? Food stores. What else?
I mean, I suppose you couldn't deliver me a mithril crown.
This guy gets it.
Wow. I'm pretty sure she suggested that you go and get that later.
Even those that don't deserve it still had to work hard for it.
Doesn't even have to be real mithril. Just look like it.
Oh, mithril.
Remember that.
I've worked hard my entire life for everything that I have. And everything that I don't have.
Certainly harder than most elves.
Indeed.
Then you're well on your way to your next incarnation.
Just
Next
stacking up those good
incarnation.
deeds. Hope we
No
turn
more
them in.
incarnation.
Elves believe in
I
reincarnation.
think finding the source of these tremors, as my girl told me you are doing, is going to go a long way in a good deed. If you can find the source of these tremors and stop it, well, I think it goes without saying, pretty much saving the world.
I'm surprised we haven't encountered anybody else following us or ahead of us that catching up with them. Like there's just not a lot of interest coming from the other nations. At least not as much as what I would expect to see for something of this scale.
I imagine as we travel east, the damage is going to be worse and
Worse,
worse
yeah.
and worse and worse. So I imagine
They may already be there.
that they're probably doing damage control as to wherever it is they live, and they're not able to just pack up and leave.
That's true.
If I were to,
Hazard a
Casualties
guess.
are probably
Right. but how long do we get the carriage here?
As long as you need it.
East we go. Straight on till
Ooh.
morning.
We left our cart.
Sure, I'm sure Kirby and TB can
Bring the cart.
bring the cart. Bring the pain.
Perhaps.
I'll do my best.
They'll bring the gravy train to us.
I'll do my best to mimic his speed, but I'm sure he'll be able to still catch up with me.
All right. I need this. Ignore the outside, but I need this handed to Lenny only, please.
Ignore the outside.
Yeah, ignore the outside.
Hopefully
I
that'll
couldn't
make sense.
find my note.
Oh,
that?
Jesus. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, ignore the outside.
That's upside down.
Reading's hard.
Sometimes.
She hugs Sunshine real close. All right. I need to get back.
Thank you.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Not terrible.
What is it?
17.
Okay. So Lenny turns and walks toward the carriage. You can still speak all you want, but your feet are moving east. All right. So the rest
Oh,
of
I've
you
already
see
started fucking
him.
off, and I'm fine.
You see him not get in the carriage, but continue to walk past it.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
East.
I know where I'm going. Why am I going? I'm not doing this. Where am I?
Because you're moving your legs.
I'm not moving my legs. My legs are moving my legs. I am talking to you, telling you that my legs are moving my legs. I have no control over.
I will take the cart and we'll drive east, and I
Ooh.
will hang out on the side of the cart and pick up Lenny.
Still walking in the air.
Try
Guys
changing
are-
your shoes.
You guys are moving
Is he
east.
is he still walking in the air, or is if as long as we're traveling east, he's standing?
Oh, well,
That feels a lot better.
I'm just hanging there.
Yep. I mean, you can talk.
Okay.
But this definitely feels better. Feels right.
I'll set up.
East.
I'll set up on the buckboard with him.
Still hanging.
Mhm. No, I'll put you on the
I'm
the
still,
board.
Still just dangling there like a little flag.
No, I'll set you on the shotgun position.
Everything feels fine now.
As long as you're heading in the right direction.
As long as we're heading east, nothing feels different.
Anytime the road deviates
Oh, I've seen
just
that
a little
before.
bit, you start to move before the road comes back the direction
You've seen
you
Oh.
need
that
it to.
before?
And it's definitely not just your legs moving, it's a pull. And it's so irresistible. And you
Hey.
can't get your body to listen.
I'm following the smell lines east.
Artemis, start taking notes on the symptoms.
Duly noted. Later on, I pulled 13 aside and said we're going to have to keep a better eye on it because if those people in those cells were any indication, this is not good news for him.
Yeah.
And Grandma said he looked like he hadn't been eating.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Going down, son.
I don't want to die.
But
As long as we're moving east, you're going to be fine.
I feel
I
fine.
don't
as long as we're
think
moving
so.
you can't drive the
I-
cart 24 hours a day.
Before
I'm a real boy.
nightfall, the next nightfall, you guys had gone during nightfall. You keep going. Before the next nightfall, your things do find you via falcon.
Falcon.
stuffed
How
in-
big is
It's a
that
bird.
falcon?
Our stuff's in a bag.
All he has to do is carry a bag.
Well,
It is
Wait, do we have two?
carrying.
we have two bags of
bag.
holding now?
Imagine that.
Wait a fuck. I was like, there's only one way that.
I'm glad you're in a good mood there, Lenny, because
I can't see that.
what I wrote to you earlier? As night's falling again and starting to become time for the need to stop and make camp, they haven't stopped yet, but you feel that same thing happen again. And that's where we will end.
Oh.
Positive.
Yeah, positive.
Nothing.
I'm gonna have to hit you.